Joining us now, host of the O'Reilly Factor, Bill O'Reilly, who we managed to bring in. We said, look, it's 8 o'clock. It's time for you.
That's right. I just wandered in and been doing it for 16 years. Where else am I going to go?
Yeah. Thanks for letting us be here.
Right.
Your thoughts on the fact that we can't call any of the critical states at this hour?
I don't really have any thoughts on that. But I did pick up two things. On the exit polling, Hurricane Sandy was prominent in the exit polling. And that's really interesting because it just impacted a bunch of Northeast states who would vote for Barack Obama anyway. But the country was so locked in on this fierce storm. I mean, Americans like storms. And they were and there was Chris Christie and President Obama walking down the beach, you know, with little Seth and the Moonglow music behind him. And it just wiped the governor's campaign off the map. For 5 days. 5 days, Mitt Romney disappeared from the national debate and from the media headline. Now, it's interesting because I told their campaign, and this is not self-aggrandizement, but I was speaking to some of the Romney people. I said, do you have any idea that you are now invisible? All right? No one is paying attention to you. But by extension, President Obama is there trying to help the Sandy victims. I don't think that registered on the Romney people. But in the exit polls tonight, that is a factor, that President Obama looked bipartisan and presidential during that storm. Second thing, the Romney campaign, and since John Adams ran against Thomas Jefferson, this has been the case, had a strategy. And the strategy was, we did better than we thought we were going to do in the debates. We're going to roll that into Election Day and take no chances. And that's exactly what the Romney campaign did. They took no chances. They didn't go on talk radio. They didn't go on national programs outside of football game interviews, which mean nothing. They thought that they did well enough in the debates to roll in. And you know what? They were right, except for Hurricane Sandy.
So you heard, Bill, Governor Christie push back numerous times about the criticism of his praising President Obama.
It doesn't matter. It's not what is said, it's what is seen. It's the picture in America that dominates, not the bloviating. The picture was, here's the president in his president jacket. Here's Christie, and they're arm in arm. That means that president is doing something good.
But do you find that hard to believe that people would change their opinion of this president who's been all over the news for 4 years
Here's what I find hard to believe. That image of Hurricane Sandy overrode the Libyan story. President Obama got more positive currency out of Sandy than negative currency out of Libya. That's what I find amazing.
On Libya, and it's not specifically polling on Libya. It's polling on who is able to handle an international crisis.
Obama,
the president's doing very well.
He's doing very well.
Romney's doing well as well, but the president's doing very well. So your thoughts on how that relates to Libya?
That to me is amazing. That the Americans did not lock in on the Libyan situation, and obviously the president trying to dodge that and not explain it. It's obviously troubling. The Hurricane Sandy thing overrode that. And again, that's because there were pictures. And the pictures really helped the president. If he wins tonight, Hurricane Sandy is one of the reasons.
So what's your sense of the evening? I mean, you look at these exit polls, you look at the,
My sense of the evening is if Mitt Romney loses in Ohio, the president is reelected.
How do you think we got to that point? I mean, President Obama's approval rating was so low, and obviously this is hypothetical. We don't know who's even winning right now, never mind who won. But how do you think it got this tight?
Because it's a changing country. The demographics are changing. It's not a traditional America anymore. And there are 50% of the voting public who want stuff. They want things. And who is going to give them things? President Obama. He knows it, and he ran on it. And whereby 20 years ago, President Obama would have been roundly defeated by an establishment candidate like Mitt Romney. The white establishment is now the minority. And the voters, many of them, feel that this economic system is stacked against them, and they want stuff. You're going to see a tremendous Hispanic vote for President Obama. overwhelming black vote for President Obama, and women will probably break President Obama's way. People feel that they are entitled to things, and which candidate between the two is going to give them things.
Bill, will you stick around for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I gotta go.
It's your hour.
You're on till 9.
Oh, it's my whole hour.
It's your
here.
hour. Thanks for having us.
Okay.